Do not buy Redfall, at least not yet. In this video series, we are evaluating games before their launch and summing up all the information and rating the risk of buying the game on launch or pre-ordering it, so you would not be disappointed. In this video, we're going to go through Redfall and decide whether it's a good purchase on pre-order or on launch, or maybe just wait a little bit after that. We are going to be evaluating this on the facts and the news that we received before the launch. And if you think that any information about this is outdated, well, please at least check the date of upload of the video. I cannot see in the future, neither can you. Oh, and quick disclaimer here, because you need that. I'm not telling you what to do. You do you. If you want to set your money on fire, I don't care. But please, if you will do that, please don't come complaining about the burnt money smell. At least have a decency to not do that. I'm giving you information, not ordering you what to do. But now let's get to Redfall. So what is Redfall? Redfall is a game by Arcane Studios, and it is an open world FPS. You're playing in a fictional city of Redfall, which has been infested by vampire threat. A city is full of vampires and people who are worshipping them as gods as well. And your goal is to clear out this threat. At launch, you have an ability to choose one of 4 playable characters, but the character roster will increase in the future. Each character will have their own unique abilities, and you can actually play this game in co-op as well. But now let's sum up all the information that people who have already played it told about this game. Well, the first thing that people were complaining about kinda is that game feels kinda easy. A lot of reviewers said that. Does it mean that game will be easy on launch? Well, maybe, but that's not kinda reliable information. People who played this game way before launch played it in very controlled environments, so the chance that they saw only very small part of actual game's difficulty is very high. One thing that people also talked about was the abilities of the characters, and it feels like that each character's abilities feels like the part of the whole, meaning that you are kind of meant to play this with the friends in order to mix and match and combine each other's abilities. So playing solo was not as fun as they thought. That is what majority of them think. Also, one very important thing that people are actually, well, mistaking this. Many people think that this will be kind of like a Left 4 Dead or Back 4 Blood type of game, which most people say that it's not. It's more like a Far Cry type of game, meaning that you have an open world and you have an open world activities to complete, and you have missions there, and you're free to, well, engage these missions in whatever way that you want. That's where Arcane Studios DNA comes in, because in most of their games, like in Prey, Dishonored, or Deathloop, you are free to approach the missions in whatever way that you want. You can go stealth, you can go guns blazing, or you can try to find alternative ways to entry to your objective. Overall, this all looks pretty fine, pretty okay. But now let's talk about the bad news that we received recently. First is that game will require constant online connection, whether you're playing single player or co-op. Well, it's understandable in co-op, but you will need to be a constant internet connection on single player as well. Might be turned up for some, might not be worth worrying about for others. For me, at least, it's kind of worrisome because you are kind of dependent on their servers. It's not about your internet, it's about their servers. And on launch, usually, yeah, the servers kinda don't work that well. Worrisome information number 2. If you are playing in co-op with your friends, only a host will progress through the story, meaning that the rest are just there to help the host. I don't know how it could be done otherwise, but it's kinda turn off for the people who are playing as guests for the hosts. Basically, that means that they don't progress by playing. To be fair, for me, yeah, that's kinda obvious, and yeah, I don't think that there could be much things to done in order to alleviate that, but it would have been great if guests would have progressed in some way. And last and few biggest things that worries a lot of people is the performance on launch. Let's start with the bad news on a console. On launch, Xbox will be only limited with 30 FPS frame cap. Yes, first person shooter with 30 FPS. And if you play the FPSs on 30 FPS, no pun intended, yeah, you know that it sucks. Yes, you have 4K on Series X and you have 1440p on Series S, but still 30 FPS. I would still prefer lower resolution and higher FPS. But yeah, that's at least on launch. The dev said that performance mode will be coming out later. And also there are mixed reports on kind of like a bad performance on a PC. I'm not sure if this is right because this is like kind of like unreliable information, but at the moment we don't even have a recommended system requirements for a PC. At least we don't have it on Steam. Oh, and we don't have it in Xbox app as well. But minimum requirements are pretty heavy, and you will need at least 1070 with 6 GB of RAM RAM or equivalent GPU in order to run this game. And you will need at least 100 gigs of space. So yeah, that's pretty tough. But you know what? For now, let's ignore this and let's talk about Arcane's track record. What is their track record and, well, what games they released and how they were released? Well, to be fair, Arcane's track record is practically flawless. You have a Dishonored series, which was insanely great game series, even though for many Death of Outsider was kind of like a letdown, but it was still pretty great expansion. You have Prey, which is insanely good game and even for many regarded as the best game ever. And last but not least, you have Deathloop. Yes, the receivable of this game was kind of like a mix and match, but some people either absolutely hate it and others absolutely loved it. So you can guess that it has a pretty good impact nonetheless. And to be fair, all of those games on launch were maybe not broken, but they had some technical issues. And probably the worst offender of them all was Dishonored 2. But to be fair, the track record would not scare me that much. The reports about PC performance worries me more. So yeah, I would say expect some hitches on launch. But okay, let's say that you decided to ignore everything good and bad and decided still to pre-order the game. What will you receive? Well, to be fair, you will receive some goods, but it's kinda not worth it. And I will tell you in a second why it's not worth it. You will receive Vampire Hunter Pack, which includes some goodies, like some weapons, some attachments, and some skins, but it doesn't matter because of one very important thing, and that is the main reason why you should not buy Redfall. Well, first things first, it costs $70 to buy Redfall or pre-order it, but it doesn't matter because the game is coming on the Game Pass day one, and all pre-order bonuses will be available for anyone who's playing on Game Pass. So pre-ordering kind of like doesn't make sense. Again, you can set your money on fire, your money, your problems, but why would you pay $70 for the game what you can play for as little as $10? Right now I have a PC Game Pass, meaning that I'm paying $10 a month, so I will be playing this game for $10. So if I didn't have PC Game Pass and I bought the Game Pass only for this game, I would play the game for as little as $10. And if $70 was burning a hole in my pocket, I would just be able to play for 7 months. I really doubt that most people who will be playing on launch will be playing this game still 7 months later. Or at least in a worst case scenario, you can get it on Game Pass, play it, check it out whether you like it or not, and then afterwards, when some new content will release or when some new updates will be released, buy it on a discount. What's wrong with that? So let's get to the verdict and risk of pre-ordering the game. Where 1 out of 10 is the lowest risk and 10 out of 10 is the highest risk. And I would rate this as a 7. And mainly this is for 2 reasons. First is reports of the performance, and the second is that it's on a Game Pass and pre-order bonuses are available on a Game Pass. So if it wasn't on a Game Pass, I would go to the pre-order risk of 5. Because yeah, pre-order bonuses are not that great to be worth to buy in advance. And yeah, performance issues reports. Again, we still don't know it yet, but it might be bad. And plus, because the game is constant online connection, there might be an issues on launch. There's always an issues on launch in most of the games who require constant online connection. So be aware of that. So yeah, my advice, do not pre-order and do not buy until the launch. And if you still cannot wait and want to play, just get a Game Pass, whether it's Xbox or PC. Again, not telling you what to do. You are your own king. Well, this will be what they think for being here with me. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe for more videos like this one, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. See ya.